Hey friends, Pastor Chris here. I wanted to share some thoughts and reflections. Since Sharon and I, my wife, announced that we were going to return back to doing Sevenfold Church on the 13th of April, a number of very difficult things have occurred in our lives, one of which a very close person in my life, who I can't share who that is, has been told that they have cancer. Also, work's been very hard, settling down a little bit now. Recently we were looking forward to going away on the weekend, and my wife had a terrible fall. She's broken her kneecap in 3 separate places, and then we got treated pretty poorly, I think, by the emergency ward at Peel Regional Hospital. So much so that I'm going to lodge official complaint. And through this whole experience, it's just been amazing for me to see the love and the prayers and the support. And I've been talking to the Lord, and I've been praying, because I've been getting this message, bubbling up in my spirit, that I believe that He wants me to talk on. And the topic of the message is going to be called Finding God's Glory in the Midst of Afflictions. Because we go through life and we get hit by circumstances out of our control. And often when you obey the call of the Lord, you get challenged, you get tested. And as soon as my wife made the announcement we were going back to running Sevenfold, which is going to occur on the 13th of April, a number of things have happened. Now, my wife is not going to be able to be part of our very first church gathering, home group gathering on the 13th of April. But we're still going to press on. We're still going to go forward. Sharon's going to be having an operation soon. She's going to be in hospital recovering for a period of a couple of weeks, But, I'm like, Lord, what do you want to teach me out of all this? What are you showing me all this? And I believe there's more to come, but I want to share a revelation with you, which I found quite profound. You see, David the psalmist was always talking to his God about every affliction, about every trial, about, about Saul. David was expressing, rather. Saul was trying to kill him. And that didn't just happen overnight. That was a trial that occurred over a long period of time. David was trying to kill him. And often his soul was afflicted. And often his thoughts were like, God, all these things are going on in my life, and I got to that point where I just made up my mind, I was going to praise my God in spite of the affliction. I was going to worship my God in spite of this horrible circumstance, with my wife ending up with a badly broken kneecap and her nose broken. I was going to praise my God, and I was going to declare that God was good, even in the midst of whatever is going on in my life. And this revelation dawned on me, and I found it was quite profound. And that revelation was this, okay? Whether you're going through a valley in life where things seem tough, things seem hard, things seem like things are just working against you, whether you have come through that tough season and you're on the mountaintop experience of life, and you've seen that you've triumphed, you've seen that God's got you through, and you are just seeing the amazingness of all that. You know what? You know what never changes? Your position in Christ. Because you, my friend, and I are always seated with Christ in heavenly places. And that's where I'm seated right now. And that's where Sharon's seated right now. Yes, her physical body has been hurt badly because her kneecap is broken by collapsing and falling hard onto the surface of the ground. She's got a long period of recovery in front of her, okay? And I obviously have to readjust things. I obviously have to go for a period of time where I have no wife with me at home. But we still press on. We still move forward. And we still continue to work towards sevenfold and authentic voices. And I still continue to do my job. Why? because I'm still seated with Christ in heavenly places, because the goodness of God is always operating in my life and yours, even in the midst of affliction, even in the midst of trials. You can count it all joy, and I can count it all joy, because the trial doesn't remove you away from the goodness of